and Steve, I've just dropped in here at Moot House, and you're in midst of rehearsals for Collaboration. So, Chris, tell me a little bit about Collaboration.
Collaboration is played by Ronald Harwood of the Dresser fame. It looks at the relationship between leading German composer Richard Strauss and Jewish Austrian writer Stefan Zweig, who are collaborating on an opera. In English, The Silent Woman. In German, Die Schweigsame Frau, I think. I never know how to pronounce it, but I think that's right. Anyway, they're working on the opera, and they start work just at the time that the Nazis are taking over in Germany. And it looks at the relationship between the two men and the sort of relationship between them and the Nazi regime as they try to purge German music of Jewish influence. Strauss just wants to be left alone to compose, and the play looks at if that's possible, and the sort of the fact that it could be cooperation could turn into collaboration and could turn into betrayal.
So a couple of weeks before it runs, Steve, how's it going so far?
The number of lines is fantastic, and Chris, my co-star, is also having trouble. But it's a tangible finish line, if a bit onerous. The scenes are coming together very well. The cast is very well cast and set, and each person looks the part, which is all helpful. As you can see here today, we're going to great pains with the dressing, so which all helps to forge the illusion. So very well is the short answer.
Is this typical of a role that you would do?
Yes. Because I'm 6'4", I normally get certain roles. So last year I did Lear at Guildhall. I did The Tempest as Lord Alfonso, and I played King Duncan in Macbeth. But I also played the Fool, just to level it up. And I gave the Fool a Cockney accent, just to throw them.
You're a professional actor.
Yes.
This is I was about to say it's a pejorative. Do you feel that am-dram is a pejorative term? Is this just simply theatre?
There is a great deal of conversation in the industry about extras, supporting artists, am-dram and professionals. The only thing that people regard as a professional is someone that's made it and is in the newspapers. But that's not really the definition. It's possible, like Michael Pennington, who's RSC, and you've probably never heard of, but once you see his face, you go, oh yeah. He's written books, he's done all the RSC plays, he's done all the Shakespeare plays, he's been on most of the major television series, but nobody knows him. Perfect. Just enough money, and he's still happy. You don't have to be off in the Hollywood world if you don't want to be. As opposed to the other two, I don't think there's any term at all. If you're an actor, you're an actor. And just because I'm not getting paid on this production, it just makes me a poor actor.
And Chris, last time I saw was in Talking Heads,
yeah.
And that was popular. And the last performance that the MHP did, good crowds,
sold out.
Farcical,
yes.
sold
yes.
out.
Yes.
How are you going to attract the crowds to this?
Yes, this
one
might be a bit more of a difficult sell. I mean, tickets are starting to sell now, so we're pleased with that. We are doing, we've put a lot of stuff online. We're taking quotes from the play. We're trying to get people interested in the sort of the angle about people interested in Strauss or in Zweig or in the Nazis. We are doing leafleting over the weekend over in the town centre. Possibly in costume, I think, which could be fun. And we're contacting sort of like local music groups, local societies, schools. I've been in touch with Richard Strauss Society as well to try and drum up some support.
Beyond the bland word entertainment, what do you think, if somebody comes and sees this, what do you think they're going to get out of it?
I think first they're going to get a really good story, possibly one that they're not aware of. It's an uncomfortable play, and there are scenes in it which are really quite, dramatically very intense, and actually will make you think. So I think it's a play that it's a good story. It's extremely well written. It's, as we've been doing the rehearsals, it's surprisingly funny as well. There are some really sort of light moments in it.
There are.
Yeah, and but I think also it'll be a play that will make you think. Hopefully, we'll sort of touch the emotions.
I think that with most major catastrophes, there is always a personal element to the bad stuff that goes on. And we always hear about the Jews with the gas camps and the normal stuff that was a byproduct. But you don't realise some of the displacement that took place. And the disruptions are just normal business. I'm almost talking like Strauss here, disruptions are normal business, I want to keep composing. But in the case of Richard Strauss, it's quite important because he's Germany's leading composer, and if he can't do it, then there will be a huge loss to the arts. Minor in the affairs of people who are at a world war, but still fairly important on a personal level.
So on an evening such as this, when you're rehearsing, what goes on at rehearsal? What do you, when you're rehearsing something like this, what do you hope to get out of it on an evening?
Well, at the moment we're still doing scenes. So tonight we're doing 3 of the scenes with Strauss, with Stefan Zweig, with Strauss's wife Pauline and Lottie, the housekeeper, Zweig's housekeeper. With those we're doing sort of intensive work. We'll do the scenes, run it through once, then we'll have a discussion about it. I'll make some notes and talk about it and rearrange it, look at the moves, look at the characterisation and things in it, then run it a few more times. So we're breaking each of the scenes out. We start off by doing a sort of full run through, get the rough sort of moves done, and then for the last few weeks we've been actually breaking it down. Then from Friday onwards we'll be doing full runs through here and in the hall, so we'll get ideas of movement and things.
So you all have an input. It's not just director. There's no auteur theory. Here's your director, and off they go. And you've just got to, you get a feeling.
Yeah,
you can all contribute.
Different directors have different styles. Initially I'd like to have a discussion here, so we all discuss characters and roles and the sort of how we think it's going to play. And I still like, if people have got good ideas, I'm quite happy to steal them. But then we've also been working in building in the music now, because there's a lot of music from Strauss and Wagner and contemporary composers that we're putting into it. And then next week we'll start doing it with the lights, the music, the sound and everything.
And Steve, this is your first time with MHP, but are we likely to see you again, or is this you as a professional just dipping in?
I wouldn't call it dipping in. I've come along for the session and it's a nice place. And I don't even know if there'll be other roles here. But at the moment, totally focused on collaboration. Let's get this one under our belt, and which is by no means tucked in, to mix the metaphors.